All right, well, I feel like this is going to be a really good visit we're getting ready to do right here. Folks, I'm getting ready to bring you an update, sort of, and I think that this will be a highly anticipated one, maybe. So, you guys may remember a while back we did a random visit with a woman named Samantha. Samantha was locked up in, God bless her, where's she locked up in? Idaho. That's right. Damn, I've been all over the country. I feel like Jason Aldean on a bit of a country tour. I don't know why that came to mind. It was a concert that I went to. Samantha's locked up in Idaho. Now, you may remember it was her and her friend, Megan, who we ended up doing this visit with. Samantha was covered in tattoos, and Samantha, I think, was quite the fan favorite. There were a lot of people who reached out wanting to write to Samantha, and I'm curious to know if anybody actually did. But I don't know if we're going to find that out or not today, because unfortunately Samantha's on lockdown. She had mentioned in the first video how she was getting ready to go into isolation for some trouble she had gotten into for a fight. Well, she is in isolation right now, and some kind of a way she's able to message me. I guess she's able to get on the kiosk. She's just not able to visit. I guess she's able to use the tablet, but not able to visit because I think the tablet has to be on the docking station, whatever it is. Anyways, her friend Megan wants to do a visit. There's another girl she's going to be introducing possibly here today, but supposedly Megan's got some information on Samantha and the fact that I believe something was stolen from Samantha. So we're going to waste no more time and try to get right up into this. And God, I hope we don't have any technical difficulties because I've been having plenty of those. Well, that seemed easy enough. All right, let's see if we can get Megan on the line. Hopefully we can.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Megan? How you doing?
Good, fucking living life in jail still.
Yeah. Hey, it's good to get a chance to talk to you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I guess one thing that I want to share with you is, I had some people interested in writing to you as well.
Oh yeah, really?
Yes. So I'd like to be able to pass along your information if you want to get some pen pal support also. I know you said, remind me again, you don't got much time left, right?
Nope, I get out on the 25th of this month.
Oh shit, yeah, you're super short time. So yeah, you don't need no pen pal support. You're about to be going home.
No, but I got a homegirl who might, and I got a homegirl who just went up to the big pen today who definitely wants some pen pals.
Well, definitely. I added you as a contact, so message me their names or tell them to add me. And, I'll try to help them get some pen pal support. Maybe I could do a visit with the other girl. I know you're going to be introducing another girl today. Is that right?
So the girl I was supposed to introduce is actually the one who went up to the big house. But I have another homegirl right here, this adorable little thing. Her name's Shelly.
Word.
And she's looking at being here for a while, so she's definitely gonna need some pen pals.
Look at you, Megan. You're like the Casanova in there. You're going to be putting people down before you go home.
Fuck yeah, I'm the wingman.
All right, look, real quick before we get into the love connection and everything like that. Look, Samantha had messaged me and said that you had some stuff to share with us. First of all, where is Samantha at?
So, as you can tell, we're in a very small block. So we're in the lockdown pod because we don't play nice with others. So we get stuck in this little shithole. She's actually on lockdown right now because what happened was how we were talking about that whole snitch bitch thing. Yeah, well, we had to allegedly tell you some fake details about what really happened, but now that it was said and done and the camera showed what was up, I can tell you exactly what happened. So we were talking, all of us were just out here one day just having lunch, and this bitch was out at medical, but she had papers with her and stuff. And when you go see medical, like the nurses and stuff, you don't take papers with you. So we're all like, oh, well, we feel like she's a snitch and da 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 da. And I was like, oh, fuck no, she ain't gonna be in my fucking cell being a snitch. And so I went and I rolled her shit up and I threw it out in the hallway. And then we were talking more about it. And fucking, so Sam and I went down and we went through her box. Come to find out, that bitch stole Sam's Reese's cups. Oh. That bitch stole her Reese's cups. And then we find this paper that has information about people who have done drug deals, people like this car that comes down from Pocatello or whatever that drops off heroin and meth, and just information she gained from other people in other blocks. Sam's name was on it, my name was on it with question marks by it. Sam's kids' name, where they lived, their information. And so that pissed us off. My homegirl's name was on there. And so we, as soon as she walked in and the guards shut the door, we're all like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, what's up? And Sam fucking put it in her face. And she's like, oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And all you know next is Sam fucking choke slammed her to the fucking wall. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And just played fucking stupid. And then all the cops came in. They're all like, who's doing what? And we're all like, we didn't do anything. Like, we didn't do nothing. And so that chick ended up getting moved to PC over in female work release. And we haven't seen her since. But so that's what's up with Sam. That's why she's on lockdown right now.
So I can hear her in the background. Is that who I'm hearing in the back?
Yeah, she's yelling. She's all like, don't forget this. Tell him about this.
Well, so, I hate for you to be the in-between right now because I want to talk to you as well. But let me ask her this, or you probably already know this. So since I did the video, you guys don't even know I did, or maybe you do know. I did the video featuring Sam. You were in it. And there were a lot of people who reached out. Like I said, there were people who even reached out who wanted to write to you. And there were, people who reached out who wanted to write to her as well. Do you know if anybody's reached out to her because of that?
Yeah, so we both had the same person reach out, like actually reach out to us. And his name was but I didn't want to talk to him because, no. And she didn't want to talk to him, so we passed him on to our homegirl, Jessica, who went up to the big house today. And he was kind of a fucking sleazebag because they were talking, they were getting along, like getting to know each other, like, and then all of a sudden he's like, I can't afford to talk to you. It's super expensive, blah, 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 blah. And just totally blows her off. And it's like, dude, you told her to call you. She even asked, like, hey, I know it's expensive. Do you want me to call you, like, all the time? And he's like, oh, yeah, call me. Please call me. Please call me. And then he's a total fucking dick about it.
Well, regardless, that's a crazy situation. I'm going to end up blurring his name out because it's just neither here nor there. But I do hope that she gets plenty of people reaching out to her because she's got time to do. Yeah. You're getting ready to go home.
Yeah, no, she said that there's been a few other people. Hey, how many other people have reached out to you? How many other people reached out to you? A couple people have, but she hasn't been able to accept him because she's in lockdown.
Okay. Well, that's good to know that people are trying to get in contact with her. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this while I got you here. You had talked about during the first visit going home to your fiance. His birthday's right around the corner from your release date. How's things going with you and your guy?
Actually, it's going super good. So he's actually at work. Today was his first day of work. He got his job back over at PBS, which is working with mentally handicapped, but also like psycho. Like teenagers and young adults, and then also it's kind of like an independent living place for kids who come out of IDOC or IJDOC. Yeah. And so he got his job back. He's been sober for 2 weeks, and he's doing really good. We're going to be living with my mom for like 2 months when I get out until we get enough money to get our apartment. And then, and I have a job already waiting for me out there.
That's awesome to hear. Forgive me for laughing. I was thinking about something else when you were saying that. I'm going to ask you about that in just a minute. But let me touch on what you had mentioned. You said he had been sober for 2 weeks. What do you mean by that? Like, was he dealing with addiction himself?
Yeah, so me and him were both dealing with addiction before I got arrested. And he told me that me getting arrested like really opened his eyes, and that he doesn't want me to be where I was and like putting myself out there how I used to be. And like going out and dealing drugs, going out and fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, not giving a fuck, just go sell a 20 sack. And he said, if I'm going to be sober, you're going to be sober. Because we were trying to get sober before I came to jail, but sometimes that doesn't work as well. But when I came to jail, he struggled for a few days, and then he just quit, and he hasn't done it since. And I can tell he hasn't, because his face is all chubby now and he looks super good. He's spending more time with his daughter now, and he got his job back. So I know that he's sober, because you have to pass a UA for that and a hair follicle test.
Wow, that's crazy. And congratulations to him for getting sober and doing what he needs to do for himself.
Yeah.
I want to mention this real quick, because you had just said it. You said that when you were out there, you and him tried to get sober together and that didn't work. It's never, I don't personally know, but I've seen it, I've heard about it, how hard it can be for 2 people to try to get sober together or to maintain the sobriety together. But you already know that's going to be a struggle no matter what. And I just wish you all the success in the world when you get out, to stay the sober course and to make something of yourself. Make something of yourself, because you are so young. But enough of the prison Dr. Phil, because that's my new nickname. That's what I'm calling myself now. I'm Prison Dr. Phil. I like to try to give people a good piece. Take it with a grain of salt. Let me go ahead and move on. I was laughing earlier when you were talking about some things, but I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. I was remembering something that I asked another female yesterday that I visited with. And this is a question that I'm going to ask every female that I visit with until I find an answer. When guys are locked up, they got girlfriends out in the free world, right? And we would talk about, Jody or Sport Coat, this make-believe boogeyman that lives underneath your girlfriend's bed, who's going to steal your girl because you're locked up. Is there something that you girls refer to like the person that's going to come steal your man while you're locked up? Do you guys talk about that at all? Like some make-believe person?
So for me, I guess it wouldn't be a make-believe person. I would just be worried about like one of his exes that are prettier than me coming and taking him. But just because I don't trip really on that, because I've known my man for like 10 plus years before we even got together. We have that loyalty with each other. And if I was worried about it, I should just leave him if I'm going to be worried about him hopping on some other hoe.
Right. And I wasn't talking about your man in particular. I was just saying, like, when guys would talk. Say what?
That goes for any chick. Like how I see it, if you're going to be in a relationship and one of you ends up having to get locked up in due time, if you don't have that trust that you can't trust them while you're locked up and away from them to not cheat on you, you need to fucking cut the ties and fucking say, yo, we're done. Sorry. Like, we can talk, we can still be friends, but I can't be with you because I can't trust you.
That's crazy. And that's a good point right there. Let me ask this. So you guys are in the lockdown housing unit right here. Samantha's in the cell lockdown. You guys aren't. Is there a reason why she's locked down and y'all aren't? Are y'all waiting for a cell, or how's that work?
No. So this is 1100 is lockdown. So we're all in cells. But right now, Sam's different because she's on disciplinary lockdown. So because she acted out and she had a fight, she's actually locked down 22 hours a day. Wow. She only gets out for an hour and then an hour of rec.
How long is she locked down for?
How long do you have? Well, she just got hit with 5 more days, so she's in there till the 20th.
What'd she get hit with 5 more days for?
I think it's reclassification, or did you just reclassification? Yeah, just reclassification.
Okay. Well, when we get done, just let her know. And she messages me too, so I'll get a follow up with her for sure. But anyways, moving on. One more thing, because she had said something about something got stolen from her, some rings.
Oh, yeah. So there's this chick in here, and she, oh, ooh, I wanted to strangle her, allegedly. There's this chick in here, and she would complain about her life all the time to all of us, and she accused me one morning of fucking getting on her shit and blocking her son. I said, I don't give a fuck about your life, bitch. Your life ain't my life. I don't give a fuck about your problems. Don't give a fuck about your 3 baby daddies. Go cry to someone who actually cares, because it ain't me. And then she wanted to talk shit and fucking get snotty, get snooty. And this was going on for a few days. And then the only time she could talk shit to me is when a cop was right next to her. It's like, okay, bitch, you can talk shit when a cop's next to you when your door's about to get locked, but you can't talk shit to my face when no one else is around, you fucking window warrior. But and so she ended up asking to get moved into Sam's room. And so she was all trying to be buddy with Sam. And I was like, bitch, that's my best friend. Like, and I told Sam, me and her were joking around. And she was like, you can't see the kids. I was like, I want a divorce.
Hold on. Let me call you right back. All right.
Okay. For real.
All right. Bye.
For sure.
This girl sure cusses a lot. Can we try to keep the F-bombs down just a little bit? Gosh almighty, the window warriors. You know, I think the female equivalent of Jody is probably like a Barbara. Barbara sounds about right.
Sorry, these tablets suck ass.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was going to go through or not, but I'm glad that it did.
Yeah, no, it's just because these tablets are really fucking slow.
Well, it's good to get you back on the line. So you said that you guys had a girl in there. She was bitching and complaining about everything, and
literally,
she was a window warrior. So what?
Yeah.
She wanted to be in the cell with Samantha. So what happened with her stealing some rings?
Well, so she moved into the cell with Sam because she thought Sam was just her new best friend. And well, every time I'd go over there, I'd always be like, well, tell your roommate to move out and I'll move back home and you can see the kids. And just like joking around with Sam and shit and fucking. And so this chick moved into her room. And so Sam had a ring that was her great grandmother's that was given to her. And then she had a ring that she bought herself. And they were both real. They had real diamonds in them. They were real silver. And Sam had them on her headboard. And well, when this chick rolled up because she caused issues and I guess she was depressed or whatever, allegedly, she rolled her stuff up and moved to another block. Well, when she rolled her stuff up, she took Sam's rings with her and thought Sam wouldn't notice her rings gone. But apparently they've been recovered from her property, from that chick's property, and so they were placed in Sam's property. So that's good. But yeah, that bitch straight up tried to steal someone's shit like they wouldn't notice.
Yeah,
ate almost all of Sam's commissary the nights that she was in there, and fucking just bitched and moaned about her whole life until 3 o'clock in the morning to poor Samantha. She crackhead.
One thing I want you to ask her real quick for me, or maybe you already know. How's her fiance doing?
Hey, how's your fiance doing?
Sam, what? How's your fiance?
He's good. He sold the house. He's good. He sold the house. Yesterday, I had to give him a pep talk to be a man to hit that chick up about the rings, and I told him stop being pussy bent.
Damn, that's good. That's good. All right. So, anyways, look, you're getting ready to go home. I'm hoping that you said you mentioned that you got a job waiting on you when you get out there. What kind of work you going to be doing?
This is actually, I got my old job back. It was the first job I actually ever had. I will be the person who will call you at Sunday at, I don't know, 10:30 in the morning asking about insurance or something like that. I'm going to be basically a telemarketer.
So you're just going to be getting hung up on all day?
Well, no. So when I first worked there, there's this survey, and it's called FFA. It's for people who used to be pilots. That is, other than the HCAP, that is the hardest survey to get a complete on. My first day there, I got 7 completes within 2 hours.
That's crazy. Well, that's awesome. It sounds like you're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm pretty good at talking to old people.
you're better than me, that's for sure. So look, we can't talk to Sam right now. Is there anything that she wants to say before we move on? Because what I'm getting ready to do is I want to move on to the other girl that you were talking about and tell me a little bit about what's going on with her.
Okay. Hey, is there anything that he needs to know, Sam, before he moves on to the next section? What? She wants some fine white boys with some tattoos to write her.
I'm sure we got plenty who are going to be watching this video, so I'll make sure that
I hope so.
I'll make sure that they can get in contact.
Okay, this is the other chick that's going to be introduced today, and then I'll give you the other one's information that's up in the big house. This is Shelly.
Hey Shelly, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey Shelly, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. My name's Joe, and I'm sure they've told you a little bit about what I do. What's your story? What are you locked up for?
For probation violation and a couple other felonies.
Okay, what is that probation violation, buddy?
For possession of allegedly 1.5 ounces of meth.
Wow. So here in the state of Virginia, that will get you absolutely smoked. What is it looking like for you? Are you looking, obviously you're probably looking at time if you get convicted of that?
So just for my felony PV, I'm looking at 3 + 7.
That's crazy.
And for my new charges, I'm hoping just a rider, but they'll run them consecutive. So it could be about 4 years plus 5 more if I fuck up.
How long have you been locked up for right now?
5 months with at least 3 more to go till I get out of here.
Out of isolation or what?
No, out of jail on my way to prison.
Oh, wow. So you've already got time, or you're like in the process of taking some kind of a deal possibly, or you're waiting to go to court?
I have sentencing the middle of September.
That's crazy. Well, I'll be curious to keep in contact with you as well, especially with the fact that you've got time to do, because with what I'm able to do, I'm pretty confident I can help you get some pen pal support. I can't guarantee it, and that's something that I'm trying to tell folks at this point is I can't guarantee anything, but I have a lot of people who reach out who watch these videos who definitely are interested in being pen pals.
She's adorable, so.
I am adorable as fuck. So so yes, I am all down for pen pals as well.
So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 33.
And what kind of support do you have out there, if any?
I do have a baby daddy and a girlfriend of quite a few years and some family out there.
So at least you're not, totally alone in that situation. And again, like I said, it would be my hope to try to help you get some more support.
I'm just here to give details about Sam.
That would be awesome.
Why are you in the lockup right now?
She doesn't get along
Because
with
like
others.
Megan here, I don't get along with others who are disrespectful, and I am just have a very strong opinion about stuff, and I'm not afraid to say it to whoever you are, however big you are, and I don't give a fuck how much time you've spent.
Oh my God, please elaborate on this. I'm very curious to hear what caused you to get in some ruckus.
So I guess the most recent one was a gal who just got out of prison, doing a ride or something. I'm not entirely sure.
A rider.
She lied about having a bottom bunk memo, and I wasn't happy with it. So I asked her to move because an older lady had came in and needed that bottom bunk, and this bitch wouldn't move. And after a long discussion, very loud vocal discussion, I had told her if she doesn't move herself off of her bunk, I will fucking move her and her stuff for her. And she still continued to not move. We talked some shit back and forth, saying she was part of the new generation of the young Aryan Brotherhood or whatever.
Aryan Knights.
Yeah, Aryan Knights, whatever the fuck. And I told her I didn't care who she was because I thought she was a 71 Volkswagen. That's that ugly yellow that everyone throws in their fucking backyard because no one gives a shit about. She also claimed to tell me that
that was funny. That was funny. I just gotta let you know that was good.
And then she claimed to tell me that she would climb all over me like a fucking tree. I responded with, I'm not in a fucking tree, and if I was, I wouldn't have any fucking branches for her to climb up on. And so finally she just wouldn't move, and I didn't want to get in a physical altercation after asking her to shower up. And so I threatened her that if she does move, I will move her shit for her. And I didn't care if she had to get a tablet. I didn't care if she had to go pee. I didn't fucking care if she had to go get her lunch tray, that I would get her shit off of her bed for her and move it. Well, 3 hours later, she had not moved off of her fucking bunk because she knew I would fucking move it for her. She ended up talking to an officer and saying that I was threatening her and she didn't feel safe. And so they moved me into the Bad Girls Pod because that's not my first incident of having a very vocal conversation with someone.
I thought your most recent one was with that old lady next door.
And I did threaten to push the old lady out of her wheelchair because she's a bitch.
But listen, this old lady doesn't need this wheelchair. She's just faking it.
Yeah,
I've legit seen this bitch walk to the bathroom just normal.
She don't need this wheelchair, and
I'm sorry. It's just funny to me, and forgive me for laughing about it. Yo, a couple of things real quick. Megan, you're too young to even know about this. What's your name again? Shelly. Look, add me on the kiosk thing. That way I can message with you, and I'm gonna definitely try to get you some support up in there. I think that I think I can definitely help you with that. But you mentioned the Bad Girls Pod. There was a TV show that used to come on. It was called the Bad Girls Club, and it just was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh my God, it's like a fucking TV show what y'all got going on in there, right?
Yeah, we call it.
It really fucking is.
The Twin Falls County Housewives.
Oh my God, and you're funny as shit too. Let me ask you this, because you make me think about this. I never thought about this. Everybody I've talked to from Idaho, it seems very white out there, right? And
yes.
There was a guy that I've talked to out there, a guy by the name of Ben. He's locked up with you guys as well. I'm trying to get him pen pal support. There's people reaching out, wanting to write to him. But he talked about the Aryans and things like that, the different gangs that they have in there. I didn't think about that in relation to the women. So, they've got Aryan women. No.
Yeah.
Well, listen. So a lot of females in Twin who claim that they're with the Aryan or with the white supremacists.
It's their boyfriend.
They only do it because of their boyfriend.
Right.
Other people, like other females out here, they're like, oh yeah, I totally am white supremacist. It's like, bitch, do you even know what 1488 means? And they'll look at you like, huh? And so a lot of females who claim that shit aren't with that shit.
Yeah, that's really interesting right there.
Which is why I got no problem talking shit to him, because I'm not scared of whoever the fuck you claim to be with.
That's because you're not big enough to be a tree to climb, so.
Megan, let me ask you this real quick. I'm going to bounce back and forth between the two of y'all. You had talked about your addiction and your boyfriend, your fiance, getting sober. What was y'all's drug of choice, if you don't mind me asking? Was it meth as well?
Yeah, meth. I've used meth since I was 11 years old, and I just turned 21 last Monday.
Jesus Christ. That is crazy. So, look, in my state here in Virginia, meth just really became a real popular thing, probably within like the last 10 years. But, I guess out west, it just seems like, that's the thing out there. It's all about the meth out there.
Oh, yeah. What me and my friends call Twin Falls, we call it Tweaker Flats. Back in the day when my mom was getting high here, it was Spin Falls. So, yeah. People out in Twin Falls like to mess around a lot.
Oh, y'all are hilarious. Let me ask you both this. Any one of y'all can answer this. How many people are in lockup with y'all right now?
There's 7 of us.
When does that? 6
Oh, yeah,
of us.
6.
And I was going to ask you something, Shelly. I can't remember what it was. I'll call you guys. I'm going to try to call you guys back one more time, okay?
Okay.
I'll try to call you back one more time. It might take me a minute because I don't know how this reception is going to be. But I'll call you right back, okay?
Okay,
All right,
for
sounds
sure.
good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Let's hope we can have better luck. God bless, I got $8 left on my account. Let's hope we can have better luck getting in contact with Megan and Shelly. The Bad Girls Pod. Damn, that's a TV show right there. And if any of you TV people out there make that show, you better credit me. You better credit me. Holler at me. I'll Steven Spielberg that money for you. Jesus Christ. Jailbirds, remember that on Netflix? Ain't got shit on what's going on out here. Wow.
Whatever the fuck this is, tell me.
Hey, well, that connected a lot better right there, so that was a lot easier.
Here.
Shelly, do you know? Are you familiar with YouTube at all?
Very much so, yeah.
So I've got I used to have a really popular channel. It's not as popular anymore, but I got a prison YouTube channel. It's called AfterPrisonShow. So what I'll do is, the way that all of this began was I message random people who are locked up. I try to get a visit with them, and if they're cool with it, I try to help them get some pen pal support, put $20 on their phone or kiosk, and that's how we ended up here. So are you okay with me making a video about this and having you in it?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was cool. What was I going to say? Shelly, you got caught with it sounds like what your charge is around is a pretty large amount of meth right there. Are you worried that, you're going to be getting a decent amount of time, or what are your thoughts on everything?
I'm always worried about it. Not so much about I have two different cases. So here in Twin with my new charges, and here and my others are in Gooding County, which is just about 20 miles from Twin. The Gooding County ones I'm kind of worried about because I am in a active lawsuit against Gooding County Police Department.
Gooding wants her nuts.
Gooding County wants my balls, and so it's just harder for me to pursue a lawsuit while in prison. I'm still going to pursue it. They can suck my dick, and I'm eventually going to win. But it's harder for me to pursue charges and a lawsuit while I'm incarcerated. So.
Yeah, that shit sounds like making of a murderer to some degree.
Right.
The Netflix special.
Right. Yeah.
So what's it like for you serving time? Like, tell me about you serving time. Shelly, talk to me about your time.
I've spent quite a bit of county time. I've done drugs for about 13 years. And as much as it sounds, I've been a very successful addict and very functioning addict, but I've still spent quite a bit of time in county. I haven't spent any prison time, but my luck has ran out, which I guess is a good thing, because I do have a son who will be 1 in a couple weeks. And so this is a very big run out of luck, slap in the face that I'm okay to have gotten. Because without my son and without getting caught, I probably would still keep doing what I was doing.
You mentioned that you've been doing it for 13 years.
Yes.
You're 33 years old, so you've been doing this since you were 20.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that you were a successful functioning addict. What does that even mean? Like, you were working? I own a business. I do landscaping and roofing. It's called the Handy Gal. I also own my home. I own my vehicles. My baby daddy works on and owns a farm out in Filer that is very successful. And I've just always been a very good functioning, been able to hide it from my family, addict for a very long time. So you've hid it from your family, but obviously your family knows at this point, I would imagine. Yes. What are they?
Yes.
What are they? Are you still in contact with them? Like, how do they feel? Obviously,
they're actually kind of glad because, like I said just a little bit, I probably wouldn't have stopped if it wasn't for my son and if I didn't get caught. My girlfriend always told me that my luck would run out eventually, and I never believed her. And it, fortunately, which I'm happy about, it did run out. I probably would be doing a lot more dumb shit or have bigger charges if I didn't get caught 2 years ago.
Forgive me for asking this, and if I'm out of line, you can tell me. But you mentioned your kid's father, and then you mentioned your girlfriend. Are you talking about like a friend
Yes.
who's a girl, or are you talking about a relationship?
No, a relationship. We've been best friends for 10 years, and we've been together for 6.
Okay. Well, I guess where I'm gonna, piggyback off of that to get to is, pen pal support. There's gonna be, guys and maybe girls that write to you who are, maybe interested in really getting to know you, I guess. What kind of talk to me about what you would be hopeful to find from some kind of pen pal support.
I am very open to any type of relationship. I do talk to another guy that I just met actually here in jail, and we talk on a intimate relationship level, and I've always been very open to anyone and everyone.
She just loves love.
I always say that I love love in any form it comes in.
Fucking Idaho, man. That shit is wild out there.
Fuck yeah, it is.
You mentioned you found a guy who's locked up. How are you able to communicate with him?
He actually just got released a couple days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
Three.
3 days ago. When we first met, he was an inmate worker in here, and he winked at me, and he found out my name, and
She fell in love.
I found out I call him him and his fine ass because he's very good looking. And when he got released, he found my name and started hitting me up on the tailmate.
Well, that's all right there. I remember. Oh, and let me share this with you as well, because I haven't shared it with you, Shelly. I might not have shared it with either of y'all. But I served time as well. I did 7 years in the state of Virginia for drug charges. I had a pistol. I was a nonviolent offender. But at that point, I had been in trouble a bunch, and it was my second time going to prison. It was that second time doing those 7 years that really caused me to open my eyes up and get my shit together. And I've tried to do that. So I remember back in the early days before they made a lot of changes that they did, guys could meet girls while locked up, maybe going to court, passing in the hallways, and at some places you were able to write to, like inside the jail mail,
Inmate
I guess.
to inmate.
Yeah, inmate to inmate. Sometimes you could talk through the toilet. You lucked up and found Mr. Wonderful because he was a worker. So once he found you, like once y'all met, I take it he was coming and mopping them floors quite a bit, huh?
Oh, very much so. I've talked to him probably about 6 times in 2 days.
Well, I mean, when he was on the inside.
Oh, he would find a reason to. He actually followed me from pod to pod because I've moved every pod basically since I met him. And so he would find a reason to mop for extra long and or pick up the trays at whatever pod I was at.
Or organize the mats in the hallway while you're walking
the
by.
mats in the hallway or walk by at rec when we were at rec.
Oh man, this sounds like true love right here. I mean, this is like a little romance now.
Hi.
Yeah.
You want to give a shout out at all?
Yeah. His name's Ryan Scow.
Shout out to
And
Ryan.
Yep, him and his fine ass.
Hell yeah. So what are you doing there? You got Megan getting ready to go home. Megan don't care about nothing. She's ready to get back out there to her fiance. Your situation's totally different. How are you passing the time in there?
I'm actually doing every program that the jail offers. I'm doing a program called TARC that is, and I just completed their first phase, which is criminal thinking and thinking for good. I moved on to my second stage, which is called MRT. And then I'm also doing a program called RUI, which is Reformers Unanimous Incarcerated. It's both are religious-based relapse prevention classes, and those classes are 4 days a week. I'm also doing every church that I get a chance to go to, I go to, which is twice a week, and AA, which is once a week. So I'm doing every program possible to make sure my recovery is successful.
Now, let me ask you this, and I hope I don't offend you by saying this, but you could do those classes to pass the time and just have something to do, or you could do those classes for the same exact reason, and also because you really want to get some structure in your life and some sobriety. What is it for you?
Probably both, because idle hands are not good for me. I would definitely find some way to keep myself occupied that would probably affect me negatively if I was to just sit here and do my fucking time. Because I'm one who, I get up at 5 a.m. and I stay awake. I don't really take naps or something throughout the day. So I would just get bored and find something.
You'd probably be tattooing your face.
Probably bad to occupy my time. So it is a good thing on both aspects that I am doing these programs.
Well, shout out to you for taking the initiative to do those programs, and I hope that you truly get something from them.
Yeah.
Megan, you're no one to talk about tattooing the face there.
Hey, fuck off.
I won't get any on my face because it's not my thing. But, and since I've already been wrote up for it, I can tell you that I have gotten tattoos in here.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I was doing tattoos quite a bit while I was locked up. That was actually my hustle.
Oh, nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it kind of helped me because I didn't have shit when I first started serving my time. I've talked to a handful of people, like literally like 5 people from Idaho. The 3 of y'all, including Samantha, well, 4, and then a guy by the name of Ben. And it seems like in everybody's case, it's always meth. Is everybody in there, from your opinion, locked up in there basically for something revolving around meth?
Yes.
Meth or fentanyl?
Yeah, yeah.
Meth and fentanyl are the 2 drugs that everybody in Twin are doing right now.
And
they only do heroin. They're coming off fentanyl and they can't get fentanyl.
Well, it's just crazy to think about that. Shelly, you're looking at some time, and hopefully it's not going to be something that you can't handle. Hopefully it's going to be time that's going to be useful to you and constructive to you and give you enough of a gap between the addiction to really think about the sobriety. What do you think about, I'm sure you think about when you get back out there, do you worry that you might go right back to the same old stuff?
No, I mean, it's a relapse is always possible.
A relapse is part of recovery.
Yeah. A relapse is normally part of recovery, they say. But having my son, he was very unexpected and
cutest little thing in the world.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking adorable, like his mom. And he is the reason why I'm in here, and I'm okay with that. It's not a negative thing to say for me that he's why I'm in here.
Well, it's good that you have that to look forward to as a positive thing in your life to maintain the course.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful to continue to see what happens with you, to maintain contact, see what happens when you go to court, and see about the pen pal support as well. Sounds like you already have a decent amount of support, but when you're serving time, it's always good to be looking for some mail or just having somebody to get to know, even if it's just platonic or, maybe they're sending the cologne. Y'all can't even get the the actual physical letters anymore, can you?
Yeah, no, we can.
Yeah.
We can get the real, paper written letters. If they ever try to send pictures, they have to be the 3x5 printed off, and don't send them in a thick envelope. Send them in a normal envelope, or it'll get sent back to you being told it's contraband, which is bullshit, but they're stupid as fuck in Twin Falls.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've only got 40 seconds left here. Megan, damn, you're getting ready to go home, and I wish you nothing but success. Look up After Prison Show when you get released. Send me a message. I'd love to see what happens with you. Tell Samantha I'll be in contact with her when she gets out. And Shelly, it's a pleasure to get a chance to meet you, and it'll be my hope to maintain contact with you as well and see what's going on with your situation.
I will. I'll get your information from Megan.
And I'll send you her information so you can add her.
Cool deal. You guys take care. Hold your head up in there, and I'll look forward to talking to you both real soon.
All right. See ya.
Take care. Bye. Well, I think that went pretty well. It's crazy to think that everybody in Idaho is locked up, it seems like, for meth, but it's probably that way everywhere nowadays. Mostly People are getting locked up behind drug charges or something in relation and caused because of addiction. Pretty crazy. If anybody's interested in writing to anybody, you guys check out apsofficial.com, and I'm going to have everybody that we're doing these random visits with listed there. Go check out the After Prison Show Pen Pal website. That thing is getting more names added all the time. Thanks for taking the time. You guys let me know what you thought about this, and I'll look forward to talking with you again real soon.